shillings.
Probando micrófono.
No, déjate.
1, 2, 3, probando micrófono.
Hueles feo, menos.
No, hechos.
1, 2, 3. Testing mic. Mic? Mic.
Mike.
Testing
Mike
mic.
Palana.
Testing camera. Testing mic. Testing Bruno. Camera. Testing mic. Testing Bruno. 'Excuse me. Kiss. Thank you.
Okay, good morning.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Welcome to the jungle.
Not fine. Put your hands up. Let's start. Ten people watching.
10 people watching. That's okay.
11.
7,
And then exponentially. If I get
10.
150 likes after the video is uploaded to YouTube, I plan to continue with a second part, but it depends on your likes. So
Please.
once the video is uploaded, please Bruno, share it.
Okay.
Okay.
How many likes?
150, but no bots, please. No automation, no bots.
And what would you do?
A second part of
The China challenge.
They can comment down below in the comment box and tell me about what would like them to talk about. What would they want me to talk about?
Okay. Okay. You can start.
I can start? Okay. Hi everyone, thank you for being here for this Scio Talk. The name of this Scio Talk is Fitness Tracker Apps and Wearable Devices. I hope you enjoy, you learn a lot, and no, if you have any question, don't hesitate to write them, and at the end I can answer your questions. Okay? My name is Carlos Eduardo Aguilera. I work here at Scio Consulting, and Yeah, as I said, fitness trackers, apps, and wearable devices is the topic I'm going to talk about. This is a topic that I personally like a lot because I have a background in electronics engineering and now I stepped into the field of software engineering and IT. So, okay, let's get started. What you can see right now on the screen is the secret agent James Bond. Have you ever wondered why did he have such a wonderful devices on his hand and he was able to do a lot of things? For example, on the screen we can see a watch which has a message that he received from the base. So maybe when we were able to watch these movies, we thought, why are these people having such a wonderful devices, but they are not available on the market? Why can't I get a watch like his watch? But that was in the past a problem, but I think that not anymore. Right now, there are a lot of really amazing gadgets and devices that maybe we don't know, but they can do things like that, but even better. The next image is maybe more for the new generations, the ones who love Marvel and have already seen both movies, the one from Black Panther and the Avengers. What this character is Black Panther. On his neck he has a necklace, but I consider this necklace a wearable device. Why? Because it is a piece of technology. What it does is, by the time the necklace is activated, there are nanobots stored on his necklace, and when it is activated, a wave comes through his body and makes his costume to appear. This is a really impressive way that the technology is applied on these wearable device. However, I'm not sure if a device like that is available on the market. But why not to imagine that maybe in the future we can have something like that? Okay, let's get started with what is a wearable device and some examples. As you can see in the image, it looks like a very common necklace, but maybe it is not. The reason why is that nowadays you can have like a very common piece of jewelry or whatever on your body, and maybe it can be smart. So what's a wearable device? A wearable device is a technology that is worn on the human body. It can be a pair of glasses, gloves, wristbands, rings, any piece of cloth, or anything that you can wear, but it has to be related to technology. So it can be anything you can imagine. Here are some examples from wearable devices that exist nowadays. As you can see, there is a glove that is used by boxers. Boxers, both professionals and amateurs, who want to improve. The glove is able to attach, or it is possible to attach a little tracker on the glove so that you can track how fast and how strong you hit. So this is really nice because you can get feedback about how are you improving during your training. So it is not only the electronic part that tracks the movement from your punch, but it is also an application on a smartphone that with different screens that let you track your performance during time, and some other statistics that may be really useful for the boxers as well as their trainers. So this is made by Everlast, which is a brand related to sports and boxing. So this is the first example. The next example is of a wearable device is a chest strap. The chest strap is a band that you put on your chest. This band is suitable for swimmers, runners, while you are doing a sport that needs you to be running or moving. But the special thing from this chest strap is where the sensors that collect or acquire the data are located. They are, this chest strap has an electrode or has electrodes that get your heart rate and the signals of your heart directly from your chest. This is one of the best parts or the most suitable parts from your body to get those signals. There are other parts from your body where you can get that signal, but while swimming, this chest strap is like the best option for acquiring signals. So it's widely used for for too many athletes nowadays for tracking their heart rate and signals while swimming. This chest band is available or many brands have this kind of chest bands, for example Garmin, Polar, and some others. The next wearable I'm going to talk is the Garmin Swim or Fitbit Ionic. These are kind of smartwatches or fitness trackers that are just wristbands. You can put them on your wrist like a normal watch, but they have special features. The sensors that they have on it allow you to track how many laps did you, how many times did you went from one side to the other, depending on the pool size. They can acquire how many time did you use for exercising or working out. And there are many models right now on the market. The one on the left is a little bit older. It was launched on 2012. The one on the right is like a newer model. It was launched on 2016, so there's an important gap of difference between the one on the left and the one on the right. I personally use the one that is on the left because my goal was just to get a wristband or fitness tracker that could help me to track my performance on the pool. The next one, so now I'm going to talk now about the concept of fitness tracker. Okay, so what is a fitness or activity tracker? An activity tracker or fitness tracker is an electronic device that will help you to monitor any kind of human activity, such as walking, running, sleeping, as well as your sleep quality, as well as your heart rate. So an activity tracker can be in a smartwatch or any other small device that is attached to your body and connected to a local area network or an IT system. Down below you can see some of the most recognized brands on the market that are working on having or manufacturing these wearable devices. As you can see, some of those brands are not only activity trackers or wearable devices manufacturers, they are also playing an important role on the market of electronics, computers, information technology, and on the other devices. But there are some dedicated brands that are just within the market or playing a role in, they are only within the market of wearable devices. So let's see the following diagram, which is about the architecture of the wireless health and wellness monitoring. This blog will help you understand what is behind all this technology. So pay attention, please. The first part, on the first part, you can see a silhouette from a human body. And four devices out, right there. The first one are glasses. The second one is a watch. The third one is a activity tracker, and the fourth is a ring. So we can call this part the front end from the activity tracker, or yeah, the front end. In other words, they are the sensors. The main task from the sensors is to gather the data from the human body. Then these sensors have to be able to communicate through a wireless technology to the phone, or maybe directly to the internet. They can follow any kind of protocol like the WLAN, LAN, or LTA 4G. But in order to do that, the gateway or phone has to need to have enabled the technology to get the data, such as that can be a Bluetooth technology, or I'm gonna talk about it in the following slides. After the data is sent to the cloud or the internet, it's going to be retrieved and processed by a server. I'm going to talk what does it mean to process the data, because maybe it can be obvious, but some of you want to know what does really happen, so that you can see variable data on your smartphone. The interaction between the server and the backend is for storing information and processing the data. After the data is been or has been processed, that data is going to go back to the internet, and then you will be able to visualize that data on your smartphone, smartwatch, or any kind of screen you have. But yeah, the smartphone and the smartwatch or fitness tracker are the places where you can see your data. So let's get. I'm going to explain part by part. So from the previous diagram, the first part, as I mentioned, are the sensors, and there exist or there are wellness and well-being sensors. You can see three blocks on the diagram. The first one are embedded sensors. The second one is the second part are the health tracking sensors, and the third part are the physiological or biomedical sensors. I won't be able to talk deeper about the biomedical and physiological sensors because they are out of the scope from this talk. However, some of those sensors are used on the health tracking. For an example, the sensors that acquire your heart rate. On the side of the health tracking and embedded sensors, I'm going to explain them right now. Health tracking, in that branch, the personal fitness and wellness monitoring and smartwatches, they are the sensors that are appearing on those devices. They are really related with the embedded sensors, and you are going to understand more in the next slide. So the sensors, as I said, they are the front end from any health and wellness monitoring system, and they are the source from the patient's or person medical or physiological signs, as well as their motion or movement. So what are the embedded sensors? The other sensors that are normally part from a smartwatch or activity tracker are these three sensors, the gyroscope, the accelerometer, and the photodiode and LED. The gyroscope helps you get the orientation and position from your device. So it is close related to the GPS because it is complemented with that information. Up you can see like the physical principle on an image, and down you can see what is really like, or what this sensor is really like, looks like. It is an integrated circuit that is able to interact with the environment, and it has embedded sensors on it. So the physics involved on it are out of the scope, but with a tiny integrated circuit, you can just measure and connect the data from the environment to the electronic device. The next one is the accelerometer. This sensor is related to the three axes, X, Y, and Z. And with this sensor, you are able to track the speed and position as well from your activity tracker. And finally, the photodiode and LED. This is very common, or a very common sensor that is really obvious on your activity tracker. They are the lights that flash or blink behind your watch, and this is a physical or optical principle, so that you can emit a light, and that light goes to your blood and hemoglobin cells, and then through a photodiode, that light is acquired. With this physical and optical principle, the data is converted to your heart rate. Of course, it has to be filtered, processed, and displayed. The sensor is just the front end. Okay. The next slide shows the typical wireless communication technologies that are used on a activity monitoring and fitness tracker ecosystem or architecture. The most common wireless technologies are the Bluetooth. I think this is the most or the best known technology. The second one is the RFID. This is a technology that works through radio frequency. The next one is near field communication. This is a technology that is now really used by Samsung and Apple and other devices for doing payments, but just by approaching your device to a bank terminal. And the next one is the Wi-Fi protocol or communication technology. The Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi are the best known. RFID and NFC maybe are the new ones for you. Okay, and finally, the data processing, which is the conversion of raw data to meaningful information through a process. What does it mean? A sensor can get the natural or normal state from the signal, in other words, the analog signal, but that data is not useful nor meaningful for the person. So, in fact, this data has to be processed and converted to a usable and meaningful data, since the power from the activity tracker and smartwatch is not so good as from a computer. It has to be sent and then brought back to your phone. There exist some built-in sensors on your or on many activity trackers or smartwatches that don't require too much processing, and they can display data on your device. But if you want to get or have more complex information, it has to get this part from the back end or from a typical information technology architecture. So that's what I mean with raw. Raw is that the data is in its normal state, and processed data is the meaningful data, the data that we need, we can understand. Okay, I'm going to go with the next slide. The final part is what I'm talking about, which is the meaningful data for the user, for the person who is tracking his or her data. In the well-being domain, the user is able to monitor and check its own data by logging into an account or just watching or seeing it on his own activity tracker or smartwatch. And it can be checked, yeah, as I said, on a fitness tracker, a smartwatch, or a desktop or web app. Right now, I'm going to talk about fitness trackers and some examples about them. You can see here on the image that there are a lot. If you want or you are curious about which smart device or activity monitoring device should you buy. Maybe the following comparison can get you or give you an idea of what is the best choice. As you can see, there are 7 devices there, but what is the difference between one and another? So let's check it out. Right now, I will show you 3 of the most, or what I consider like the best option right now in the market with a medium budget. The first one is the Fitbit Ionic. Fitbit is a company that is especially dedicated to on the manufacturing of wearable devices or activity trackers. This is a model Fitbit Ionic, which has a rectangular screen, is digital, and it is waterproof. It was launched on 2016, and Fitbit, according to many reviews, blogs, and things that I have analyzed, is some of the top-notch devices right now on the market. So the next one is the Garmin Vivo Active number 3 or Vivo Active 3. This is a device that manufactured by Garmin. Garmin is not a company dedicated only to the activity trackers and smartwatches. It is a company that also is into the GPS, aeronautical, and other markets, but the experience they had on GPS technology led them to jump into the wearable and activity trackers market. And this is a waterproof watch or activity tracker. Is also one of the favorite of the people who is using them, and you can track many of your activities from biking, cycling, sleeping, steps, whatever you can imagine. The next one is also from a very well-known company, that is Samsung. Samsung as well is not only dedicated to the fitness trackers business, but also on the general electronics, from appliances to whatever you can imagine. Right now you can see the Gear Fit Pro 2. This Gear Fit Pro 2 has a different design, which is more like extended and curved to the form of your wrist. So it's a really good option as well. However, I have read that from the other or the 2 previous examples is the less favorite from the people. Right now, I'm gonna show you like the watch that is out of the budget from the 3 previous one, but in the opinion of the people, it is the best and most advanced watch right now. Why? Because you can use it as a normal phone without the need to without having a SIM card for using it. So it is waterproof as well, and it is really well connected with the Apple ecosystem. So the Apple users will know what I'm talking about, but really this is the best option. Right now, you can see a table with a comparison from the 3 watches, the first 3 watches I mentioned. The Garmin Vivo Active 3, the Samsung Gear Fit Pro 2, and the Fitbit Ionic. The first parameter is the material. Garmin has a fiber polymer with steel, Samsung Gear Fit Pro 2 has plastic, and Fitbit Ionic has aluminum. So, say having a case made of plastic or just of plastic may be considered like not for a root use, but it's still very good as well. You are able to see, or you have the 3 main features from or what a smartwatch is. These features are being able to pair with your phone and get notifications related to calls or messages, get the info or insight about the weather, as well as notifications from any of your apps and your emails. This is like, these 3 characteristics are the most important from a smartwatch, or what defines a smartwatch. The durability can be from your point of view related to the material. For example, saying that maybe the plastic watch or device, you use it for going to the mountain or going to some place where you can have an impact on it, make it less durable as the ones that are made of steel. So you have to consider that depending on your activities. The next one I think is an important feature, which is the possibility to have music on your device. So both or the three of them are, you can have music and as well as enough music on it. For example, the Garmin Vivo Active is just by pairing your device with a phone, but it's not that it can have an app itself for playing music. So you can just control it and that's it. However, there exists a version of that Garmin for more, I think, $50 or $80, and you can have the application on it. The next one is the Samsung Gear Fit Pro 2. One of the main advantages of this device is that you can download Spotify Premium or Spotify, and you can, if you have Spotify Premium, you can store and have the music on your device. The next one is Fitbit Ionic. This is a service that maybe is not available in Mexico, which is Pandora. If you have this music service on United States and you have this device, it's going to work seamlessly. However, I think this is not a very typical service on here in Mexico. As I said, they are both waterproof, the screen round, rectangular, and rectangular the last one. How they get, or how can you download the apps on them? There are 3 different stores, which is like something very. This makes the competition more interesting. Garmin has its own Connect IQ store. Samsung has its Galaxy App Store, and Fitbit has its own Fitbit App Store. And the cost you can see, $269, $149, and $250. So those are the actual prices on the market right now. Okay. Right now, you can see, or I want to talk about fitness tracker apps. On the image, you can see like the 3 most important players. I think I didn't put Ionic there because I didn't find a nice picture to show, but it's also an important player on the market. But you can see the Apple ecosystem, Samsung ecosystem, as well as Garmin ecosystem. What do I mean with ecosystem? Each of these brands have a known app which is able to collect or gather all the data from your activity or monitoring device. And these are not they are like a central hub of data where you can pair third-party apps, any kind of wearable device, as well as fitness tracker and activity monitoring device. But they are not like friends. Apple and Samsung and Garmin, they can synchronize each other, but they can synchronize with other wearable devices and third-party apps. On the next screen, you're going to understand what I'm saying. If you see the block on the center, on the middle, Garmin has an app for tracking or getting all your data, but first is that this data has to be gathered by your smartwatch. You can gather or type in data as well on third-party apps. The one on the right down is an Under Armour app, which its name is Myfitnesspal. That application is suited for tracking the amount of calories you consume on a day. So you can pull in the data from that application and display it on your Garmin app, so that you can have a central and just one place, so that you can get insight about your body. It's like having a personalized profile of yourself with all the metrics. if you have 5 devices that track different things, you can pair those devices to your application. It can be the Garmin or Apple or Samsung. However, if the devices are partners of the applications, you can do it. If they are not partners, they won't do it. For example, the Garmin devices won't pair with your Samsung. I think not all of them. Or maybe they won't pair with Apple. You have to check that if you are interested in having like a central hub of information and your personal data. Okay, the next slide show you a third-party app from one of the most important sports nowadays, which is swimming. This is ranked like the best swimming app. It's called Myfitnesspal app. And what this application lets you do is to download the application on your Garmin or your Fitbit Ionic, gather the data, and you can pair and synchronize that data either to your Garmin Connect account and application as well as to your Myfitnesspal app. But in this place you have like 2 options to look at your data. However, this is a dedicated and specialized application that maybe you can say, okay, I can synchronize the data to my Garmin, but I prefer the interface and the features that this application provides to me. What is this application giving to you that the Samsung or Apple or Garmin Connect app is not giving to you? What they want to do is to make all these things from fitness a social thing, to make you expand your community, share your data, as well as having a place for getting your workouts. Maybe you can go to a swimming pool and you never find a coach. You want to train by yourself. This application lets you get a lot of hundreds or maybe thousands of workouts so that you can use them on your session. Then you can download those workouts to your watch, and since your watch is waterproof, you can be checking your workouts while you are swimming. Think that maybe you wouldn't be able to do it from your phone because maybe it could break. Yeah, this application can count your laps, track your split times, your heart rates, and strokes. It has the personalized workouts, and you can choose a library of many of them. And yeah, as I told you, it helps you get motivated by connecting with other swimmers. The next application is like the most important right now in the ecosystem of cycling and running. This application has a lot of time on the market. Right now, if you buy a smartwatch Series 3, it has a native application of Strava, which lets you have like the most important things. Why does this app is so special and important among cyclers and runners? Because it let them brag and tell other people, I ran this track in just 5 minutes, and you are able to brag and show your time with your athletes, colleagues, or partners. So this is a social media and like Facebook board for cyclists and runners, cyclists and runners. You can have badges, like virtual badges, after you complete some challenges that are able within the application. And while your device has GPS, you will be able to track your route, get inside of your pace, your route, what was the performance of other people in the same route or track you run or cycle. And so at the end, I would like to come up with this question: who should use a wearable device or fitness tracker? These are my thoughts. I think a wearable device is not for just buying it and saying, okay, this wearable device looks really nice on me because I'm very handsome, rich, and the best. I could say that I really need this wearable device because I want to improve my lifestyle. I want to improve my habits, my health. So these are the points. The first one is if you are interested in extending the functionality from your phone to other part of the body. I mean, if you don't like getting out your phone on the subway of Mexico City, you can just look your watch and say, okay, I'm sure that nobody's going to take my phone after I check it out and the person next to me wants or tries to steal it. Another thing is tracking your progress. Maybe you want to start going to the gym and you can measure your performance from the beginning and during a lapse of time, and you can track parameters like sleeping, working out, and swimming. And during the time, you can see if you are improving or not. Maybe you are doing something wrong, and you need to get help and feedback so that you can improve. The next thing is staying motivated. Maybe you are the kind of people like you want to start new things, but after 1 month you stop doing them. So if you are able to create a community, meet people who are doing the same thing than you, and use the same wearable or activity tracker, or which are connected to the same sports social media, maybe they can tell you instead of, hey, let's get for some beers, instead of that, telling you, let's go to the swimming pool, let's go to the gym, and being able to be part of a community of sports. I'm sure that your possibilities to stop going just to get some beers every day are going to decrease. The next one is not carrying your phone everywhere or having a device that keeps you connected. As I tell you, maybe you walk every day on a street that has no light. That doesn't pass in Mexico. Don't worry. But maybe you are in the case. If you only want to make a call, if you have the Apple Watch 3, maybe you just do it and you don't get your phone out of your pocket. After that, monitoring your health and having access to workouts without having a personal coach. Maybe some of you don't want to pay for a personal coach, but they want to pay for the premium app or the premium version. Maybe that's better for them. They trust them more. They trust that more than a coach. So that's it. With this information, I complete my talk. If you have any questions, you can write them down, and I will be glad to answer.
Questions?
So all the data is being collected by a corporate or something like that. So all your fitness, your heartbeat, your everything is being collected. How do you feel, or do you have second thoughts of that, of someone else having that information?
Yeah, it's a really important question because maybe you wouldn't feel safe or like you wouldn't feel like it's okay to share all the data that my body emits or that these devices are collecting. By the time you synchronize that amount of data to an application, and if you want to, and you have a friend, for example, as a friend as Bruno, if you don't pay or put that information available to your friends, they won't be able to see it or to check it out. I'm talking about the application. You are only able to share what you like, what you want. That is talking about the application. On the side of a watch, for example, a normal watch, there can be applications that are synchronized in your watch. So if someone steals your watch and knows that the watch is yours, it's like the same thing with your phone. If you have it blocked and you have a password or something like that, they won't be able to steal your information. But that data will be available to others while you put it public. But if you don't put that data public, nothing will happen with it, or nothing should happen with it.
Armando Ortiz, is it cheaper to buy wearables and apps than trainers?
It depends because, for example, if you are like starting, like just going to the gym and doing things for staying healthy, but at the minimum level, I think that paying a coach and paying the gym would be enough. But that's for me the old style. Right now, if you can or you want to get a better insight about what you are doing, for example, there are specialized or there's one special smartwatch that helps you track on what you are on the gym, the weight, how many repetitions did you do on the gym, and maybe a coach won't be counting you the repetitions and things like that. So if you are able to track and write down what you are doing, I think that's better than a coach. A coach will just measure your progress by seeing you running a distance in an amount of time, or how many weights can you lift in the gym and things like that. So the wearable device gives you more feedback than the personal trainer, I think.
Okay. Vladimir Aburto, what would you think will be the future of wearables?
Mm, as I showed in the second slide, second and third, you can see that imagine that you can have a necklace and you can change your attire. Maybe imagine having that necklace on your wedding and you just activate it and you get dress up really fast, and then you want to go swimming and then activating it you are ready for swimming. I would really love to see something like that, and I think the wearables are really important as well for the aerospace industry. Imagine going to another planet and activating a wearable that is able to provide you with oxygen or something like that. I think the future of them depends a lot of what happens with these aerospace companies, if they are going to another planets, visiting those planets, because right now the astronauts costumes have a lot of wearables which can measure their vital signs while they are doing other complicated tasks. So that's my opinion.
Okay. Marco Rubio, in your opinion, do you think wearable devices will replace, for example, a phone in the future or any other common device?
We are seeing this transition right now with the Apple Watch 3. Uh, they sell it to you like saying, oh, it's an independent phone because it doesn't require or it doesn't need your iPhone. However, if you want to download apps to that watch, to the Apple Watch Series 3, you need to have or buy an iPhone. Then you create or synchronize it with it, and it creates a virtual SIM card. I think that once that such a synchronization and dependence on the iPhone don't still existing, we could think that these wearable devices could replace a phone. This is just happening with a smartwatch, but imagine being able just to call with your necklace or your ring. I think the future is there. Once you can call with your ring or with your belt or something, that we will be like in another stage of this development of wearable devices.
Okay. Martin, how permissive are those gadgets or devices to interact with them via API?
Could you repeat the first part? How?
How permissive are those gadgets or
Permissive.
devices to interact?
Okay, I don't understand well the part how permissive, but interacting with APIs, there are standards which are ruled by the EAAA in the development and design of APIs, and this kind of data is considered as medical data. So if you pay attention or check the standards for developing APIs related to medical data, they have I think they will have certain characteristics related to the security of the data and how this data is transmitted. Because this data could also be in the field of medical data. Maybe it can be, maybe the information used for the wearable devices to display your heart rate, it could be used to diagnose if you are having like a cardiovascular disease. So yeah, it's really important that these APIs have or apply these standards regulated by the EAAA.
Do you have something in mind, some wearable device that you would like to build?
I'm very interested in what happens in the space, and I would like to build something that I could use like while being in the space, but I haven't researched enough so I could tell you this wearable device for doing this in the space, but I would like it to implement it in like in a space station or something out of the planet.
Okay. Afner asks, are prostheses or bionic human parts considered wearable devices?
Are processes?
Prosthesis.
Prostheses.
Or bionic human parts?
Prostheses are considered like medical products or medical devices, but not wearables, because wearables is more for wear is I think a little bit different for being part of you. Wear is like having like a extra layer on you, and the prosthesis is more something that is like part of the body. So I wouldn't consider the prosthesis a wearable device. That's what my opinion. Maybe in the literature is something different. And the bionic parts, something like in Dragon Ball or like Freezer, maybe that can be maybe it could be a wearable device, like the glass or something.
To measure the key.
Yeah, to measure the power of the key.
Okay.
And what about professional sports where all these works for training, but in professional sports, we don't see that they use they don't use any gadget when they are on the field.
Yeah, it's a really interesting point. They don't really use the wearables on the output of the result on the matches, but the wearables are really important while you are training, during you are or while you are pursuing the goal you have. I read a story about the first wearable or a smartwatch, which was made by the brand Polar, I think in some of the Scandinavian countries. And I read about that the hockey team or skiing team implemented a wearable device for improving their performance. So, how long does it take an Olympic athlete to go to the Olympics or prepare for a competition? Maybe 1 year, maybe 4 years. But during the trainings is the best place to use them. But maybe they are not used during the competition.
Okay. That's it.
Okay, thank you for your time. I hope you have learned a lot about this topic, and if you are curious about it, don't hesitate to check blogs, or maybe you can write me an email. Here you have.
Wait.
Here you have my. I'm gonna show you my
Yeah.
email address.
Wait.
Not yet. Yeah. And if after this talk. By the time this talk is uploaded to YouTube, if this talk has more than 150 likes, I'm gonna make a second part about the topic maybe you consider the most interesting. So comment and let me know. Thank you very much and see you next time.